Good evening, everyone. This is Week 1, Module 1, the Executive Briefing. So currently, right now, ISIS has targeted Washington, D.C. and multiple targets in Texas, as well as cities across the entire eastern seaboard. Many major cities have been selected as potential targets. There's also a vast network of ISIS operating worldwide. We've seen them operating in Iraq and Syria as well, and they are performing attacks across all the world, and we are advised to report all threats and potential incidents that are attacking. Here's the capabilities of ISIS. High-tech, small and heavy weapons of modern force. We've seen the use of suicide vehicles in Iraq. They're able to acquire heavily armed vehicles and use them as suicide bombs. That was one of their most heavily attacks that was able to cause mass casualties on a large scale all across the Iraq and Syrian countries. They do have support here in America. Currently, over 100 fighters have came from the United States to help fight them overseas. So we need to be vigilant, and we need to be able to identify this terror network. And it is larger in a lot of the big cities in America. Our typical fighter is going to be 27 years old. They're going to come from all socioeconomic backgrounds. So they can be rich, they can be poor, big family, small family. 86% are going to be male, and they're trying to attack on our foreign soil here. So there did come out an update from German intelligence that the ISIS militants have entered the United States disguised as Syrian refugees. There's also another conflicting information report from Europol stating that this is not a serious issue. However, I would look at both of these issues and say that there's a high possibility that with the war going on in Syria, people may have disguised themselves as Syrian refugees. And throughout the cause of the Syrian civil war, we need to properly vet everyone that's coming into this country. If they're refugees, ensuring that we are properly allowing refugees to escape the problem and not letting terrorists infiltrate with these same Syrian refugees. Now, there is two big problems and two ways that they could do this. There is a very large border with Canada that we share with 5,000 miles. Intelligence says that it's pretty much open. You can walk across it. So I would advise that we would need to step up our security and patrols along this border here, as well as identifying our relationship with the Canadians and asking them to be on the lookout for potential terrorist targets as well, trying to elude authorities. Below that, we have the southern border, which is in a bit of a mess right now, as it's probably easier to come in through the southern border as they can pay a coyote, and ISIS has the financial means. In Iraq, they're able to produce a lot of oil, they're able to produce a vast amount of money, and this money may have been able to be used to pay to smuggle in a potential terrorist. Now, there is a terrorist network that is close to the southern border coming from the Los Angeles area in California, so this may be an ideal target for them to come across. They might want to pay that coyote, be smuggled across the border, and then as soon as they meet up with their network, we might never find them again. With this border, we need to be able to search these vehicles and ensure that we are not letting anybody slip through the cracks. We need to properly search all the vehicles that are coming through, since ISIS does have the financial means, even though this may slow down the process coming through the typical ports of entry. This is important. We need to ensure that we're doing this the right way, because we don't want one to slip through the cracks, because if an attack happens, the cost of slowing down the border process would be catastrophic if we had to you can't replace the cost of life. This will conclude the executive briefing for today. Look forward to seeing you all at the next one.